The Rise and Shine podcast series is made possible by the generous support of Bonnie Vozar of Chicago, Illinois.
The day after October 7th, our sisters in solidarity around the world stepped up. I cannot tell you how many messages I received that said, thank God I went on Momentum because I have the tools to stand up and be counted.
This is Rise and Shine, a podcast that offers timeless wisdom and uplifting meditations to fill your heart, feed your soul, and start your day on a positive note. Here is Adrienne Gold Davis.
There's a concept in Judaism that we learn about that says this: one of the traits or the midot that Hashem runs the world with is Maktim Refua Lamaka. It means he creates the cure before the malady. And this implies in many ways that we already have everything we need in place even before we know we'll need it, that it's within us or around us. And this is connected in part to the idea of HP, Hashgacha Pratit. We call it HP at Momentum. Is it odd or is it God? It's divine providence consciousness. Now, Rabbi Sachs puts it like this. He says, wherever we are, sometimes God is asking us to realize why he put us here with these gifts at this time, with these dangers in this place. Hashgacha Pratit is our fundamental belief that God never abandons us, that he puts us here with something to do. Even in the worst hiding of God, he writes, if you listen hard enough, you can hear him calling to us as individuals. Well, here's what I've been hearing lately. Just stay with me. I've been thinking about this erroneous notion that Jews can somehow be individuated or subcategorized by geography, by ethnicity, or even by our traditions. I think you know what I mean. What are they? Ashkenazi Jews, Sephardic Jews, Jews of color, religious Jews, ultra-Orthodox Jews, secular Jews, Israeli Jews, diaspora Jews, as though there is some demarcation that makes us somehow separate. Now, we know that unity and mutual responsibility are the cornerstone and the anchor of blessings for our people. Many of us have learned in the past that it was something called sinat chinam, baseless hatred between Jews, that caused the final destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. We've heard the concept that any generation in which the temple is not rebuilt in our days, it's considered upon them as if we had destroyed it. That sinat chinam, baseless hatred, is often described as follows: I hate you because you mess up in a different way than I do. You see, our Creator cares so much about our unity and mutual responsibility that the absence of it seems to block the blessings that we so richly need. So are we shirking our responsibility to build true unity? So many of we so-called diaspora Jews support Israel. We've traveled to Israel. We even donate to Israel. But do we really see ourselves as part of Israel? Because, my friends, Israel is more than a state. It's a peoplehood. It's a family. We're a nation, the same fabric. And since October 7th, our enemies have made it very clear that our geography has no bearing on our, what they might say with a sneer, complicity. Now, some misguided Jews have lashed out at Israel in rage, accusing her actions as making them unsafe in their diaspora communities. But they don't understand what our enemies clearly understand. We are indivisible, and we were never safe. Every year in the Haggadah, we're reminded that in every generation, they're going to rise up against us. So why did we think we would be exempt? Now, many are going to say that anti-Zionist sensibilities are not equal to anti-Semitism or Jew hatred, but rather just condemnation of Israel. But if that was true, Why are day schools in Toronto vandalized over and over? Why are synagogues being defaced around the world? Why are Jews being firebombed on marches in Boulder, Colorado? Why are Jews in the streets of St. Louis, of Montreal, or Los Angeles being targeted for violence? Why indeed? 15 years ago, I became involved with Momentum. First as a Toronto community leader, then I became a trip leader, and now I'm also the director of experience and engagement, as well as an educator on our trips. And for the past 15 years, I've taken part in the taking of over 24,000 Jewish mothers for a highly subsidized trip to Israel to help them rise and to take action. So let's look at the word RISE as an acronym. R for resilience and being rooted in values. I for identity, forged and nurtured in our programs, our podcasts, our resources, our publications that will inspire us to lead. S as a sense of solidarity, strengthened by sisterhood. And E, empowerment and engagement with Israel. Clearly, the Almighty sent the cure before the malady in our case, because the day after October 7th, our Jewish mothers, our sisters in solidarity around the world stepped up. We rose. I cannot tell you how many messages I received that said, thank God I went on Momentum or went on the Momentum Fellowships because I never saw this coming. But because I went, I have the tools to stand up and be counted. Or messages like this. I don't know what I would have done without my Momentum experiences. I am feeling terrified right now. But I remember that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that something is more important than my fear. And they just keep rising and raising money and raising consciousness and raising their children with pride of their Jewish identity and the tools to stand up for themselves and for everyone else in this world. Yes, I think that Momentum was the Maktim Refua Lamaka, the cure before the malady. Everything Momentum has built for the past 15 years, we've been called to put into action. And now it is abundantly clear. Israel and the diaspora, we are one. The concept that the world will be redeemed through the merit of righteous Jewish women is a well-established idea within Jewish tradition, and it's particularly emphasized in texts like the Talmud and the Kabbalah. This idea is based on the belief that women played a pivotal role in the first redemption from Egypt, and that our faith and our righteousness will be crucial for future redemptions as well, including the final redemption. Jewish mothers have always been the steady force behind strong families and resilient communities, and now they're stepping forward with unprecedented strength, visibility, and purpose, rooted in Jewish values and a deep sense of responsibility. Momentum mothers are taking action where it's needed most. And I am asking all of you to please help us empower more Jewish mothers from around the world. Our Momentum sisters, whether from India or Indiana, from Utah or in the Ukraine, we are mothers united in purpose and responsibility. But my friends, there are so many, many thousands more who need to have this experience to rise for themselves, for their families, for their communities, for the entire Jewish world. And we need your help. For 2 days, September 29th and 30th, Momentum is doing our annual crowdfunding, and it's called Rise, the power of the Jewish woman in action. And every single cent you donate is going to be doubled by some generous matching donors for those 2 days. If you listen to my podcasts, if you've benefited from any of Momentum's vast array of offerings, please I ask you to help us face the current malady in that world of ours by enabling the cure that's already within us to be given to as many Jewish mothers as possible. You know, during crowdfunding, $18 becomes $36. $180 becomes $360. Heck, $3,600 will become $7,200. And as the great Hillel wrote, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? And if I'm only for myself, what am I? And if not now, then when? Please join me. We'll speak next week.
Thanks for listening to Rise and Shine. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to Momentum Podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Join Adrienne again next time for more timeless wisdom and uplifting meditations that fill your heart, feed your soul, and start your day on a positive note.
This podcast was made possible by the generous support of Bonnie Vozar of Chicago, Illinois. Spread the wisdom. Inspire Jewish individuals around the globe by supporting Momentum's podcasts. To sponsor, contact podcast@momentumunlimited.org. You're listening to a Momentum podcast. For unlimited inspiration, wisdom, and empowerment, visit momentumunlimited.org.